Christine and her fiancé Vincent of Odessa, Texas, always knew their ideal family would involve two little ones who would grow up together. Because every family starts somewhere, step one was complete the day they found a Damascus puppy named Raven at a local shelter. Yet as they took Raven home to settle into her new life, something started to feel a little off. So Christina and Vincent did some thinking on how to handle the situation. Family life was incredibly important to the couple, but what they decided to do with Raven was beyond what anyone could have imagined. When it comes time for couples to begin considering having children, they'll often have the talk beforehand. You know how it goes. When should we have them? How many? Can we even afford to have kids? It's a decision that will affect them for the rest of their lives, so planning is essential. All too often, people jump into the parenting game when they're not fully committed. Kids are a full-time job with unlimited amounts of overtime. Many couples who opt not to have children often decide to welcome animals into their home instead. Sometimes they even treat them as if they are kids, like these pugs enjoying the day riding in the front seat of a baby stroller. An Odessa, Texas woman named Christina and her fiancé Vincent both always understood that their ideal family would involve two little pets who would grow up together and keep each other company. So after visiting several animal shelters around their hometown, they settled on an adorable Damascus puppy they named Raven. They just couldn't resist her cute little face. It didn't take long for Raven to warm up to her new life with Christina and Vincent. The couple knew they'd made the perfect decision when they brought her into their home. But there was one little problem. Raven was so full of energy and always wanted to play. As happy as Christina and Vincent were to keep their pooch entertained, they knew she really needed a sibling to keep her better occupied. So with the pup in tow, Christina and Vincent headed back to the shelter to look for a feline friend for Raven. I had always wanted a dog and a cat to grow up together. It's been like a life goal, Christina said. After introducing her to a few kittens, the shelter workers brought out one last little guy. Immediately, the connection was apparent. By the end of the day, papers were signed, and the family had welcomed Woodhouse, the kitten, into their home. I wanted them to be able to get along well. I wanted her to actually meet the cat and have the cat get along with the dog as well, Christina explained. Christina couldn't believe how quickly her new furry children were getting along. At one point, Raven grabbed one of her peanut butter rawhides and held it for Woodhouse to lick, Christina said proudly. Furthermore, it was like Raven and Woodhouse were incapable of growing tired of one another. They snuggled in the morning, hung out at the park during the day, and cuddled before bedtime. Even though Raven was the bigger, more dominant sibling, she didn't mind letting little Woodhouse boss her around. Turns out you don't have to be a dog to be the top dog. Both animals loved joining their owners on long car trips too. What was one of their favorite places to visit, you might ask? It was the beach. You'd think a cat wouldn't be too fond of the ocean, seeing as they tend to avoid water, but Woodhouse was different. Once he stepped out of the car and hit the shore, he was hooked. Christina and Vincent always made sure to celebrate every holiday with Woodhouse and Raven. Look at the patriotic outfits the animals were sporting on the 4th of July. One year, the buddies even celebrated their birthdays together. What's that delectable treat Woodhouse and Raven were eagerly waiting to devour? Peanut butter hot dog cake, of course. Every picture of Christina and Vincent was made infinitely better by the presence of their two pets. The couple might have decided to hold off on having actual children, but these four still made for one cute family. No matter how you look at it, one thing was clear. Woodhouse and Raven make a great pair. Despite their obvious differences, they get along swimmingly, and it seems like Christina and Vincent love that about them the most. While this cat-dog duo formed an unlikely bond, they probably have one of the more normal interspecies friendships, as a certain Ontario-based Australian Shepherd developed the quirkiest of relationships with a large farm friend.